Hello, Minecraftians and citizens of the overworld. I am so happy to have you all back for a brand new Realm News. I am your host, the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in Realm and expands your mind one block at a time. And we are 3 days into the scariest, spookiest, most haunted month out of the year. The skeletons are out, zombies are lurking around, ghasts are about, and phantoms are roaming the skies over the insomniacs of the overworld. Yes, those pesky phantoms that you all probably detest. I know that I do. But I have heard other perspectives on the matter, and I wanted to get to know these flying beasts that haunt us some more. Today, we will find out all about the history of the phantom, its behavior, and what you can use it for. I will be comparing the phantom to a very famous piece of American folklore. Its very first sighting was in a town called Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where residents there sighted a creature that is dubbed the Mothman. I will tell you the tale of the Mothman and its history right after our weekly poll time. I am ready when you are. Let's kick off October Realm News style and get this show started. It's poll time! Yes, it is poll time, everyone, where we hear directly from the Minecraftians themselves. This week's poll is not related to the topic. It is over the end dimension, which is still fitting because it is a scary place. Perfect for our countdown to Halloween, right? Or at least I hear it's a scary place. I haven't been to the end yet. So I asked a question, and it got a pretty decent turnout of 34 votes, which I think is a good amount. That's probably around our average, which, I don't know, maybe a little under our average. Anyways, the question that I posed for everyone was this: is traveling to the end a main goal for you as a player, or are you indifferent to this dimension? I gave these 3 options to choose from. Yes, I go ASAP. 2, I get there when I get there. And 3, I don't care about the end. Those were the 3 options presented in this poll. I will go ahead and tell you what I chose. I chose I will get there when I get there. I chose this because I have not been to the end yet, as I just kind of slipped up saying just a moment ago. I'm kind of ashamed to say that because I have been in my world, like the one that I have been the most consistent ever playing Minecraft. In this for 2 years, going on to almost 2 years now in December. And I just haven't had the enthusiasm badly enough to go there yet. I do want to go there for the experience of that dimension one day, and for the elytra, the chorus fruit, and the shulker boxes. But yeah, I don't know, I just haven't got there quite yet. Now that you know what I chose, let me tell you the results of the poll. I will start with the loser of the poll first, which came close to tying with the second place by 1 vote. With 6 votes total are the people who say, yes, I go there ASAP. These daring 6 votes make a fast break to the end as soon as they load into their seed. I imagine for shulker boxes and for the elytra that everybody raves about. The shulker boxes could be stored inside of ender chests, which provides you tons of extra storage capacity for holding more items. The elytra is for flying and getting to locations really fast. Those are just my opinions on why people are going to the end right off the bat. Moving on to second place on this week's poll with 7 votes are the people who don't care about the end. It pretty much explains itself. These people are disinterested in traveling to that dimension. Perhaps they simply do not care about flying. Maybe they don't want that to be part of their gaming experience. As I said, I have not been there, but I do have the want to visit that dimension. I would like to now move on to the winner of this week's poll, with 21 votes and blowing the other two out of the water. This is I Get There When I Get There group, the laissez-faire crowd. And this is the option that I voted for. I will get to the end when I get to it. I am kind of glad to know that I'm not alone. But at the same time, that is kind of sad to think about. I mean, that there's a whole other world or dimension in this game, and people are just not that amped up to go visit. I have seen people on the internet wanting Mojang to make this place more thrilling. They often post somber, rhetorical questions such as, when is Mojang going to update the end? I see it often. From what I can ascertain, people are not happy with how blank the end dimension is. I have seen pictures and videos of the end online, and it just looks lackluster to me. I just do not see anything there to get me excited to want to travel to the end. Except for shulker boxes, I would love to acquire those. Enough about me, though. Let's hear from the Minecraft community. First, let's hear from Chopin SC, or maybe it's Chopin SC. Sorry about that. Quote, I think shulker boxes make it worth it, especially if you plan on expanding your building scale or frequently moving between locations. Elytra also makes building a lot easier and long distance travel pretty trivial. But you do have other options too, and the actual end dimension is pretty boring. It's just a lot of time bridging to find in cities. End quote. I love that comment. You sum it up all very well. You primarily go there for the elytra and the shulker boxes, as I was suggesting earlier. Also, you mentioned that it is boring there and just trying to get from one island to another. I think this is the main consensus of the end from many people, because most of the comments that I have received have this same tone. Thank you, Chopin SC, for that great comment. Moving on to the next comment by Blacksmith52YT. Quote, only gone to the end in one survival world. My other survival world is on MCPE 0.11.1, so no end. And my Java survival world for my live stream I just started, my older survival world got corrupted, frowny face, end quote. Another example of someone who does not find the end to be of importance. Sorry to hear about the corrupted world, my friend. That happens to the best of us. Thank you for that comment, Blacksmith52YT. The next commenter is commercial underscore pace 1937, who says, quote, I actually plan on going to the end this world around, but I actually never beat the Ender Dragon nor entered the end in survival Minecraft after playing it for 10 years. I just never seen the significance of it, end quote. That is something that I will have to be prepared for as well. I will have to read up on the Ender Dragon and watch some videos on how to slay that wicked mob boss. And don't feel bad, I haven't been there as well, and I am starting to find out that many people do not take their time getting there. Or many people do just take their time getting there, I meant to say, sorry. I guess we all just move at our own pace from what I've been reading when it comes to our journey to the end. I don't know, it seems like there's just many more people out there that just don't even really strive to get there. Thank you for that comment, commercial underscore pack 1937. Our last commenter is a familiar one, and they go by apprehensive underscore hat 8986. They say, quote, been playing for 9 years, only did the end in survival this year. Was fun, but like much of Minecraft, once you get the basic idea, the battle isn't particularly hard. Shulker boxes are nice, and the elytra is too, but beyond those, there's not a whole lot of note in the end, end quote. Well, I think you fall on board with that main consensus there, apprehensive. I mean, that's the only reason. That's the only reasoning I would have is for going to the end is for actually personally shulker boxes, because I really just want to get shulker boxes. But I don't have much more to say on that. So thank you, apprehensive_hat8986, for that amazing comment. And that brings us to the end of Poll Time, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that and what everyone has had to say in that. I would be curious to know if the prime mission in your gameplay is to travel to the end ASAP, or if you are like the other two options provided in that poll. Message me at Twitter, Reddit, or email me at bio.link/realm-news, all lowercase. Again, that's bio.link/realm-news. Now that poll time is wrapped up and at a close, let's move on to the real of the show and what this Mothman character is all about. Welcome to the real segment of the show, my friends, where I associate real-world knowledge with the Minecraft topic of the week in order to deepen your gaming experience. Today, we are talking about the Mothman. The Mothman is a cryptozoological creature, or a cryptid, that ranks up there with the Bigfoot and Chupacabras, Loch Ness, all those type of creatures. I was first familiarized with the Mothman when I watched the 2002 movie, The Mothman Prophecies, starring Richard Gere and Laura Linney from Ozark and The Truman Show. It wasn't a terrible movie. I was going to watch it again for this episode, but was not able to find the time. However, I did find the time to read an article over the Mothman, and that article was found at folklife.si.edu, titled An Ode to a Hometown Creature, Mothman of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, written by Gwen Mallow. The myth of the Mothman originates in a small, quaint town called Point Pleasant, as the article's title so nicely points out. Point Pleasant is a small American town in West Virginia with a population of about 5,000 people. The first eyewitness account takes place on November 14th, 1966. A man named Newell Partridge claims to have seen the Mothman. The article says that his German Shepherd dog named Bandit ran into the woods after seeing two large red circles shining back at them. Supposedly, Partridge went after his dog in the woods to find him, but to no avail. The only trace of his dog that was left behind were a series of footprints that went around in circles and then just seemed to disappear. This claim can be found in the 1975 book titled The Mothman Prophecies by John Keel. The next night, November 15th, 1966, a story of the Mothman made the newspaper and launched Point Pleasant into the national spotlight. There is a Point Pleasant Register newspaper article clip in this Smithsonian article that describes this second sighting. A Roger Scarberry and Steve Mallet, with their wives were out driving down State Route 62 around midnight when they spotted a strange creature. This creature was described to stand between 6 to 7 feet tall, or 1.82 to 2.13 meters tall. It was grayish around the body, had a wingspan of 10 feet or 3 meters, which the wings were described as leathery in appearance, and it had bright red eyes that are approximately 2 inches in diameter and about 6 inches apart from each other. The two couples from the car witnessed this Mothman at a power plant, which is adjacent to a National Guard armory not far from Point Pleasant. They then sped off from fright of the creature and soon saw that the creature had taken off by jumping off the ground and started to fly over the car, hovering over it. The car was traveling around 100 miles per hour, or 161 kilometers per hour, which tells us that Mothman can at least fly that fast. When the two couples reached the armory, it had landed in a field near there and hobbled off into the woods. I say hobbled, not because it was injured. It was described that it was not great at walking, that it, quote, walked clumsily, end quote. Roger and Steve filed a report with the police, who went out to the power plant and armory around 2 a.m. and said they did not see anything. Also, it is worth mentioning that Roger and Steve expressed repeatedly that they had not been drinking. Probably good to clarify that. Since then, there have been several sightings of the Mothman hanging around houses at night, chasing cars and stealing pets. But that is nothing in comparison to what was about to happen. On December 12, 1967 at 5 p.m., the silver bridge that connects Point Pleasant to Gallipolis suddenly collapsed, tragically killing 46 people in the process. The strange thing about this is, days before the collapse, people claim to have witnessed the Mothman hanging around the bridge. Some people take this as the Mothman bringing these disasters onto the community, being a bad omen of sorts. Some people take it that the Mothman is just trying to warn people that something catastrophic is about to happen. Perhaps he is a good guy trying to save lives as opposed to taking them. I will leave that up to you all to decide. With that said, the Mothman in Point Pleasant has not been sighted in many years, but his legendary status in the town has helped it out financially. As I said earlier, this town has a population of 5,000 people, but their annual Mothman Festival that takes place every September, it draws in about 15,000 people, about 3 times the amount of the resident population of the town. It has truly boosted this rural town's economy and has gave it a national identity. But just because the Mothman has been vacant from this small town, West Virginia, since this small town in West Virginia since the 60s, does not mean the Mothman is gone. No. In 2019, the national craze for Mothman flared back up when he was sighted in the great city of Chicago. It became somewhat of a viral sensation and jumped right back into the American psyche once more. And I doubt that the legend of the Mothman will ever go away, especially with Point Pleasant having their amazing Mothman celebration every year. Seriously, go check out the link that I am providing in the show description. It kind of looks like a fun festival. That's all I have on Mothman, folks, and that wraps up the reel for this week. I keep on wanting to say realm. Sorry, we're about to get there. That wraps up the reel for this week, folks. Now it is time to move on to the grand finale. Back into the realm where we will learn all there is to know about the overworld phantom. Welcome to the realm, my friends. Keep guard. I haven't slept in 3 days, and there are phantoms overhead that may bite you. They are nasty creatures, I must say. But that is why I wanted to get to know them more. Knowledge is power, right? And that is why I'm here. According to Minecraft.wiki.com, the history of the phantom is probably more interesting than the creature itself, in my opinion. It all starts back on November 1st, 2017, the Minecraft Earth live event announcement when Mojang introduced via a YouTube video 4 different mobs labeled A, B, C, and D. A being the monster of the ocean depths, B, the monster of the night sky, I wonder what that is, C, the great hunger, and D, the hovering inferno. You could probably guess that B, Monster of the Night Sky, is the Phantom, which went on to win that year as the first mob boat winner ever. Now let me describe what this flying beast looks like. They resemble a manta ray, but flying. In fact, from a Minecraft.net article, Jeb mentions this manta ray. Allow me to quote it. Quote, "This manta ray-like monster is a flying creature that spawns at high altitudes. It is attracted to insomnia and will find players who haven't slept for many days. It will swoop down in groups and bite your flesh. You should vote for Mob B because there are currently no flying monsters in the overworld." End quote. Jens Bergensten. Moving on, the Phantom is thin, just at half a block tall, and is 0.9 blocks wide, which I always thought that they were wider than that with the wingspan. Perhaps that was something that just was in the wiki there. The top of their body color is a dark blue to purple with bony-looking white stripes and a spinal column pattern running down its back. The bottom of its body is a white and shows that the body is segmented like a worm. The creature also has a tail that is broad at the base and becomes narrower towards the end, like a whip, and it emits a smoke trail from the tail as it flies. The head is a flat and rectangular. It has no visible mouth, although it bites, causing 6 damage points to the victim or 3 hearts to be lost. Also, the most visible feature of this creature is its glowing emerald green eyes. You can very much see them glow in the night sky or during a thunderstorm. This creature is also very hardy. It has a health equivalent to you, the player. It has 20 health points or 10 hearts. Now, let's check out its behavior. The Phantom loves to feed on players who are sleep deprived. In fact, they will start to appear if you do not sleep and do not die for 3 game days or 1 real-time hour. After 3 days of no sleep, one Phantom will appear over your head at night, flying high up in the sky, between 24 to 35 blocks high and 15 to 25 blocks out horizontally away from you. It can go unnoticed if you are not paying attention, so keep your eye out. They blend into the sky very well, but they will make an eerie screech that will notify you of their presence. On day 4, with no sleep, a second Phantom will emerge from the night sky. Day 5, a third. Day 6, a fourth. Day 7, a fifth. And day 8, 6 total Phantoms will be hovering over you, which is the typical max setting for the game. I believe you can probably change that and mod that up and probably have 1,000 of them over you if you want. With each of these Phantoms, like these 6 I just said, let's just say for the default setting, you have the total 6. These each deliver 6 points of damage per swoop. You would be dead very fast if you're going on, let's say, a long rail ride with no shield or armor on, or proper armor on, I should say. I've died many times while doing research on this show and forgetting to put my player inside a shelter. Next thing I know, I look up at my screen and it has the message, "You have died," flashing up there. You know what I mean? Once they are above you, they will swoop around in circles over you like a vulture. I just want to move on with how their behavior. They will swoop like vultures over your head, and they are so annoying. And then they will come down upon you in order to make their attack. Every 10 to 20 seconds in Bedrock, they will swoop down to attack you. It is 8 to 12 seconds in Java. But rest assured, they can go away by simply going to sleep or waiting till the sun rises again. It is like many other hostile mobs, such as the zombies, the skeletons. They will burn when exposed to sunlight. They catch on fire in the overworld sky. It's kind of fun to watch. It's actually quite satisfying to watch. I recommend it if you have 6, especially if you have 6 flying over you. I recommend you just looking up, wait till morning, right? Don't even go give them the satisfaction of disappearing by going to sleep. Just wait till morning, go out there, and you'll hear them screaming as they're set on fire. And look up there, and you'll have a nice fireworks show, and you'll feel satisfied. And then later on that day, go to sleep, okay? Anyways, moving on here. They will come back. Like I said, if you don't go back to sleep, that later on that night, they will come back if the light level is less than 7, and if you do go to sleep after another 3 sleepless nights, and if you don't die within those 3 sleepless nights, they will reemerge. And these creatures, they can be harmed with instant health potions and healed with damaging ones. I have no clue to why you would want to heal one of these. Just wanted to let you know that information. Just giving you that out there in case you want to use potions to hurt it or heal it, I guess. Also, a couple of fun facts on the Phantom. It can swim underwater and stay there for 20 seconds before dying in bedrock. And in Java, the Phantom does not drown. Isn't that just scary to think about? Actually, that's just crazy. I hate that these things can fly. I had no idea until doing research of this that these things could shoot underwater towards you like a torpedo, or actually I should say like a manta ray, like as they resemble one, right? So maybe that does make more sense than I gave it credit for. You may want to keep some cats around if you're a night owl. I'm just throwing that out there. The Phantom is very scared of cats, and that also includes ocelots. So maybe throw some leads on some ocelots and bring those into your town as well with cats, and tame some cats and put them on your rooftops so the Phantoms, if they try to swoop down, will try to stay at least 16 blocks away, because that's how far they try to keep their distance from cats and ocelots. Isn't that crazy? That's the second fun fact besides them able to go underwater and attack you. Now, if you happen to kill one of these nasty beings, it is guaranteed to drop 1 phantom membrane and 5 orbs. The membrane looks very unique, like a brain. It does. It looks interesting. This membrane is useful to potion makers and those who like to fly with the elytra. Using your elytra wings at an anvil with 1 phantom membrane will repair your elytra by 25% per membrane, or 108 durability points. This can be very useful to maintaining your elytra's longevity. It also will preserve any enchantments that you have on that elytra. Besides the elytra being used for flight, you can also use it to make a potion in your brewing stand. You could put this with a water bottle and it will craft an awkward potion in order to make other types of potions. Awkward potions are base potions in order to make more elaborate ones, if that makes sense. With that said, that concludes what I have on the Phantom for this week, folks. The Phantom. Hate it or love it. However you view it, you cannot ignore that it was a historic mob by being the first to win a mob vote by the people. The first of what is now a bygone era when it comes to mob voting as of this year. Also, the Phantom adds a little something to the Minecraft sky, which is why I think it won. From what I did read, it did not win by a huge margin, but the official count was never disclosed from what I could find. Just speculation from the Minecraft community on social media. The Phantom is not only an indicator that you need some rest, but if it is killed, you can collect a Phantom membrane that can be used to repair your elytra or to make awkward potions. Hang the membranes in item frames and make really spooky feel for Halloween. That's what I suggest, Actually, I thought of that off the cusp, so I think I'm just going to do that maybe tonight after recording this. So I suggest do that for Halloween, right? Yeah, we're in the Halloween spirit now on Realm News. And with that said, I hope that you all enjoyed learning about the fam this week and about the legendary Mothman of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. If you are out in that area around September, swing by there and check out that annual Mothman Festival. Also, I am sure that you all noticed that this is a much shorter episode. Well, it is because I am recording this on September 20th, which is my birthday week, and I will be out of town for the weekend, and I am taking a week off. And as I've stated like many episodes ago, and I think off and on, I will always have a weekly episode. I'll never miss a week. So I just decided to cut this one short just because I'm not going to ever miss a week. And I have the Realm News Flash as well, but I just always want to provide something on Thursdays. So that's what I got mustered up for this one. Perhaps I will elaborate further on the Phantom on another episode in the future or on a Realm News Flash one day in the future. I wish you all a great rest of your week and cannot wait to see you all again next Tuesday for a new Realm News Flash and next Thursday for a new Realm News. Happy crafting, everyone. The Dark Lord signing out. Hello, Minecraftians. Thank you so much for listening to Realm News. It means the world to me that you enjoy the show that much that you tune in every week to hear how I put the real in Realm and expand your mind one block at a time. Well, if you really enjoy this podcast and want to express it further, then you can contribute by simply following the show by clicking that follow button, or write a review and rate the show, or do all three of those. I love the feedback, and that would help me get to my goal of 100 followers. You can even go a step further by making a monetary donation to support the show by going to bio.link/realmnews, all lowercase. Again, that's bio.link/realmnews, and click on that Ko-Fi button and buy me a coffee. You can donate as little as $1. All is appreciated, truly. And thank you all for listening to Realm News.